Calvinism teaches that man is unable. Being totally depraved is a make-believe fable. All men have faith, truth, uprightness, and light. All have a sin nature, but still can choose the right. God creating sinners to be thrown in the fire contradicts the Bible, which says saving all is God's desire. In John 5:40, Jesus said, "Ye will not come to me." He charged their refusal with responsibility. Faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word. If you put faith in the word you heard, salvation will occur. Calvinism shows you can't obey gospel command, and only elect are saved before the world began. Before the world began, did God choose and select? Does the Bible teach God ordaining to only save elect? Before the world began, did God choose who he'd reject? Did God create people for hell? Is double election set? God has no pleasure in the death of wicked men, contradicting Calvin in Ezekiel 33:11. God's not willing that any should perish. Remember, double predestination is the Calvinist dilemma. Why will ye die? Was the question God gave. Why ask them why if they cannot be saved? The gospel brings light, and the sinner must choose. He can hear God's word, believe or refuse. The blame for rejection belongs to the man, not some hidden decree from before time began. If God predetermines what every man will do, then the author of sin is God, but this is not true. Predestination deals with only those that are saved. The lost are not predestined until after they are saved. A man sows to his flesh, and corruption he receives. A man hears the gospel and either rejects or believes. Before the world began, did God choose and select? Does the Bible teach God ordaining to only save elect? Before the world began, did God choose who he'd reject? Did God create people for hell? Is double election set? God has no pleasure in the death of wicked men, contradicting Calvin in Ezekiel 33:11. God's not willing that any should perish. Remember, double predestination is the Calvinist dilemma. Since God cannot lie, God cannot know that very thing. Since God cannot sin, he doesn't know everything. The Bible teaches in God there's absolutely no sin. Habakkuk 1:13 is the nail in the Calvinism coffin. Sins and iniquities will God remember no more. If God knows all, then throw the Bible out the door. The Bible teaches God has no sinful evil thoughts. Making God a sinner is what Calvinism taught. Before the world began, did God choose and select? Does the Bible teach God ordaining to only save elect? Before the world began, did God choose who he'd reject? Did God create people for hell? Is double election set? God has no Dilemma.